Letting hatred take hold doesn't just destroy the person you despise, it destroys you from the inside out. We can combat this using a 4-step framework designed to reverse that internal damage and prevent the heart from hardening permanently. Before we start, identify a specific person or a deep grievance you are carrying right now. Hold that image firmly in your mind. This slider represents the hardened heart spectrum. On the far left, hatred makes the heart impenetrable, like stone. On the far right, it remains open and soft. Clinging to your grievance pushes you toward that stone state. Intervention is required before empathy is blocked entirely. These are the ancient walls of Nineveh. In the historical account of Jonah, he was commanded to enter this city and deliver a warning to save the people living behind these stones. Jonah's hatred was rooted in reality. This relief carving shows the Ninevites engaged in horrific brutality and torture. They were the sworn enemies of Jonah's people, making them very easy to hate. Faced with saving them, Jonah fled in the opposite direction. His hatred was a more powerful motivator than his duty. Step 1 is to halt the cycle of revenge. You make an immediate choice to stop plotting retaliation for the harm you suffered. The urge to inflict the same pain back onto the transgressor is intense and natural. However, the desire to mirror their actions provides the fuel that hardens the heart. Refusing to play that game cuts the fuel supply. Jonah eventually delivered the warning, and the city repented. But instead of feeling relieved, Jonah was furious. This is the Jonah trap. He wanted absolute destruction for his enemies so badly that he was angry when they found a way to change. To avoid this trap, step 2 is to relinquish the vengeance burden. You must drop the weight of being the one who secures justice. Trusting a higher power to handle the justice of the situation allows you to separate the enemy's actions from your own mental peace. Freeing yourself from the heavy, daily requirement for payback keeps your mind from being consumed by the past. If we look at this antique Bible, the source material presents step 3, execute actionable love. Here, love is framed as a proactive command rather than a passive feeling. The required action is directing positive intent or praying for the person who caused the harm. Consider the Apostle Paul, who walked streets like this one in Damascus. He began as a violent persecutor who actively arrested the people he hated. After a life-altering experience, he made a complete 180, moving from their greatest threat to their greatest champion. It serves as proof that a hard heart can transform. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. taught that fighting hate with hate is like throwing gasoline on a fire. Actionable love serves as the only functional antidote to hate, because light is the only mechanism that drives out darkness. Step 4 is to apply the mirror test. Stoic philosophy suggests looking inward before assigning fault to others. This applies to groups as well as individuals. Every nation possesses its own dark chapters and historical flaws. Take a moment to deliberately acknowledge your own imperfections and past mistakes. Admitting your own capacity for darkness creates the space for empathy to grow, providing the friction necessary to break down a hardened heart. Halt the revenge, relinquish the burden, execute love, and apply the mirror test. Committing to these steps provides a path to intervene in the cycle of hate, preventing the heart from calcifying into stone. By doing this, you find the mental relief of dropping a grievance and avoid the danger of becoming the very thing you hate. This leads to a single question. What would it take for you to finally forgive? Walking this path is truly grueling, but making the choice to forgive is the ultimate